Hello and welcome everybody to the Wellness Connection. I am Michelle LeMay with LeMay Chiropractic and Wellness.
And I'm Dr. Mark LeMay.
Well, we are so glad that you are with us today because we're going to talk about a very common problem that we see in our office. Many people come to us with bags or even bowls full of vitamins because they're wondering, is this something I should be taking? Is this, how much should I take?
Is there anything missing from what I'm taking?
Right, exactly. So they have so many questions, and it's really hard to know what's good and what's not, right, Dr. LeMay?
Correct, and that's why I did a video on the, if you want to watch a great video on our website, go to the website, stop wasting your money on ineffective vitamins. That's a great video to watch.
Definitely, but don't watch that now.
Nope, not now.
Stay with us right here, because we're going to be talking about how to take the guesswork out of all of that, out of your wellness decisions. So I always thought it would have been really cool if we had like a dashboard on our body.
Yeah.
Kind of like in a car where you take it to the mechanic and you hook it up to the computer, or they hook it up to their computer, and it says, hey, check your engine, check your oil, check your tires, or...
Yeah, just all the different things that, you want your car to run well. So this is one way. You look on your dashboard and you go, oh, I know exactly what's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be really cool if we had something like that for our body. Well, guess what? We do. At our office, we have, drum roll please,
the ZYTO.
The ZYTO Biocommunication scans. So what we do is when you come to our office, we hook your body up to the ZYTO computer, and we do a scan to see what's going on inside of you. So from there, you and Dr. LeMay, of course, can make better wellness decisions. So it's going to save you a lot of time and money by doing something like that, right? So we're going to take these bowl of supplements and get that out of the way, because right now, Dr. LeMay is going to get a ZYTO scan done on him. And so I'm just going to walk you through what happens when somebody comes in to do a ZYTO.
Michelle, before we do that, we just want to make sure, can you guys hear us? Give us a thumbs up, give us a shout out, do something, let us know. And then if you have any questions as we're going through here, please send us a comment. Let us know, if you have any questions. And again, that number one, you can hear us and see us, okay?
Right. That's the advantage of watching us live. You get to get those kind of, immediate reactions and comments. If you're watching this on a rebroadcast, you can always leave a comment below, and we're happy to get back to you right away. So let's show you what happens when we do a ZYTO. So the first thing is I'm going to have Dr. LeMay wipe his hand with our alcohol
swab, so we get really good connection on the machine here.
Yes. And also
for the hand cradle.
Gets rid of his cooties. Just kidding.
Gosh.
And so it dries really quick, and so he's going to put his hand on the hand cradle
right here.
Now the hand cradle uses a type of technology called galvanic skin response, which is very similar to lie detector test technology. So I'm going to click over here with new session. You might have seen that Dr. LeMay's done a few of these.
Just a couple.
Yes. And we want to see all of the wonderful MediHerb products and standard process products to see what's going to work best for him today. So I'm going to hit next, and we're going to all watch a very short 2-minute video that does a great job of explaining this. So Dr. Mark and I are going to be real quiet while we all watch the video.
Have you ever filled out a questionnaire at your practitioner's office? This is a common way to gather unique information about you. The information provided on the questionnaire was likely used to provide insight and direction to the practitioner. You might think of the ZYTO scan like a health questionnaire, only instead of answering these questions with pencil and paper, data from your body is analyzed. Here's how it works. ZYTO software presents various virtual items which might be thought of as questions on a questionnaire. These items are digital representations of things like foods, nutritional supplements, and clinical services. During this question asking process, the ZYTO hand cradle measures very subtle changes in the electrical properties of your skin. These changes, known as galvanic skin response, are sent to the software to be analyzed. The software looks for the responses that are closest to your established baseline. These are considered more coherent items, your biological coherence. Your responses from the scan are ranked for coherence on the balance report, and this data can then be used to help maintain your personal wellness. Just like a questionnaire, the ZYTO scan is aimed at providing information and does not constitute a diagnosis. Equipped with this information, you can make personalized wellness decisions on a regular basis. Because your responses to any questionnaire can change over time, you'll want to regularly rescan to assess your current biological coherence and ensure you have the most up-to-date information to help keep your wellness on track.
So,
All right, very good. So, normally the person would stay on there for a couple more minutes because the scan itself only takes about 4 to 5 minutes. But in lieu of having you sit there and just stare at us while we're waiting for it to
5 minutes.
Right, exactly. So earlier today we did another scan on Dr. LeMay and printed the report. So Dr. LeMay is going to go ahead and go through that. So you can take your hand off, Dr.
So the
LeMay.
nice thing is, as soon as you take your hand off of here, it stops and it'll pick up if you want to right back where you were at. So what I did is I scanned myself this morning, and basically it tells me a lot of information because people say, well, what does this really tell you? Well, it also gives me kind of like what a normal range is, and the normal range for the scan is between 5 and 15. As you can see, mine right here, it's like a 9.62. So I'm within the normal range. Okay, but again, there was a total of, out of the 171 biomarkers that it checks for right here, I had 81 of them that were out of range. And people go, what does that mean? It means that there's areas that are just not, they're optimal. So on the second page here, it talks about different products that would help me to get back into range. So out of that 81 out of range up here, 53 of them would be brought back into range by taking a product by MediHerb called Sinus Forte. And then it goes right down the line until it finally gets all the way down to 0 again. So for me as a practitioner, this just tells me, okay, what's going on with the patient right now? Okay, because in Northern California right now, we've been having lovely smoke days for the last month, okay, because the state of California here is on fire, and we've got really poor air quality. So for me, I've been having issues with the sinuses a little bit lately because I'm a biker. I go out and bike a lot, stuff like that. So it kind of makes sense that I would have problems with my sinuses. So what I did is this morning I took some Sinus Forte this morning and again at lunchtime here before we did this, and just to see, okay, what kind of an effect would that have? Now some of the other information that's on here, it talks about the 4 different quadrants like detoxification system, gastrointestinal system, hormonal endocrine system, and your immune system. And for me, what shows up of those 3 is like his gastrointestinal system. So something's going on there for me. Something's irritating my digestive system. And as you go further down here, it talks about different stressors to the body. That's basically diet and nutrition, hydration, inflammation, again, the mental, emotional, sleep, and toxic stress. And guess which one's really high on me? Toxic stress and mental, emotional. And again, it's like if it's toxic stress, that would make sense. Again, if we got a lot of smoke going on, there is some toxic stuff in the air, and that's causing problems for me. So I should probably be doing something to help my intestinal system and my detoxification system, which is mainly liver, kidneys, stuff like that. So knowing that, let's go to the next page. It scans all the different organs in the body, and guess what shows up high on me? Kidneys, large intestine, liver. Those are the highest ones right there. So those are the areas that I would be really looking at from a nutritional standpoint as a practitioner. That's the areas that I want to help with that. Plus, you also have to take into consideration the person's history, the system survey. It just, you get a lot of information so that you can narrow down what you want to do for each patient. So just looking at that would tell me a lot about what I should be doing for that patient. So that's why this is, again, it's just another tool in my tool belt to be able to help people to get to where they need to be so that they can make really good decisions. That otherwise, we want to take as much guesswork out of this as possible. And I've been using this technology now for like 5 years, and it's very good. I really like it a lot.
Right. It just, again, it laser focuses the patient care. And the cool thing about it is, you know, you might be thinking, oh, but I don't live in Fair Oaks, or I don't live in California. You know, I want to do that, but I don't really feel like flying all the way over there and doing that. So there are other options. But before we tell you that, we just want to give a shout out and say, hi, Sandra. Thank you for watching right now. Glad you're with us.
Glad you're here.
Yeah, if you have any questions or comments, please let us know. So back to that other option. For people who are out of state, or at least maybe, you know, Southern California, what can they do?
What they can do is you can purchase this actual hand cradle that we have here for like, I mean, for the whole thing is like, so you can actually do it at where you're at your location, hooked up to a computer, because we can hook up our computers through this. And it's only like $300 to do that. So for people that are long distance like that, we do that with them so that they can actually do this if they want to. Okay, so that's just one option for them, because some people, they want to. It's like, here's what you do. It's like $300, and you can actually have that, and we can do scans on a regular basis to see how you're doing.
You know what? That brings up a really quick point before we finish up. How often do we do the scans at our office?
Very good question, because again, usually with patients, I do the initial scan, and then we do another recheck in 1 month. And I typically do at 1 month intervals with patients, because again, this is telling what you're like right then and there. Okay, so it's like, it's very specific for that time and day. So that's why when we're doing this, we want to, you know, kind of get it so we can see a pattern, because a lot of times there's differences, like, but we're looking for actual trends or patterns with these things, and that really helps me out as a clinician.
Absolutely. So that pretty much wraps up. There's a great website. Obviously, you can go to ZYTO, ZYTO.com, and learn more. They have a really good infographic on that page, and it talks about, you know, what is it? Is it safe? And, you know, we have kids and elderly people that do this, and it's perfectly safe. So that's one of the nice things that we have about our wellness office is it's not
invasive.
That's the word.
It's not painful.
No. I think the most painful thing is stepping on our scale. To some people.
Or change.
Yes. Anyway, so that's it for today. So, Dr.
Michelle.
No, Dr. LeMay.
Yeah?
What is it on the schedule for next week?
I'm glad you asked, Michelle, because next week we're going to be doing one of my favorites, because we use this at our office all the time. It's called the Hot Logic. So
Mini.
It's a mini one, but this you can actually, but the Hot Logic, this is a great way for cooking and making food at the office, you know, without microwaving it, because microwaving does have problems with, well, it causes problems with your food. This right here won't. Okay, so we'll tell you a little bit more about this little gem next week, so you have to come check it out next week.
All right, well, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again for joining us here on the Wellness Connection. We'll see you next time.
All right, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.